first thing of this year that COVID gave to me, a virus to every country. The second thing of this year that COVID gave to me, 2 packs of TP and a virus to every country. The third thing of this year that COVID gave to me, 3 mad Karens, 2 packs of TP and a virus to every country. The fourth thing of this year that COVID gave to me, 4 COVID tests, 3 mad Karens, 2 packs of TP and a virus to every country. The fifth thing of this year that COVID gave to me, 5 different masks, 4 COVID tests, 3 mad Karens, 2 packs of TP and a virus to every country. The sixth thing of this year that COVID gave to me, 6 feet of distance, 5 different masks, 4 COVID tests. Okay, I need to see a manager. Why is everyone buying so much? And a virus to every country. The seventh thing of this year that COVID gave to me, 7 canceled concerts, 6 feet of distance, 5 different... Seriously, how did I get this many? 4 COVID tests. I'm recording you. 2 packs of TP and a virus to every country. The eighth thing of this year that COVID gave to me, 8 Zoom call meetings, 7 canceled concerts, 6 feet of distance, 5 different masks, 4 COVID tests. Where is your manager? You guys don't have any toilet paper and a virus to every country. The ninth thing of this year that COVID gave to me, 9 months unemployment, 8 Zoom call meetings, 7 canceled concerts. Guys, 6 feet of distance, 5 different... Seriously, where is my mask? 4 COVID tests. Seriously, where is he? 2 packs of TP and a virus to every country. The 10th thing of this year that COVID gave to me, 10 million murder hornets, 9 months unemployment, so many Zoom call meetings, 7 canceled concerts, 6 feet of distance, 5 different... No one is wearing their mask. 4 COVID tests. No, you're not leaving. How is there no TP? And a virus to every country. The 11th thing of this year that COVID gave to me, 11 pounds of weight gain, 10 million murder hornets, 9 months unemployment, 8 Zoom call meetings, 7 canceled concerts, 6 feet, people, 5 different I'm over it. 4 COVID tests. No, don't touch me. How is there none? And a virus to every country. The 12th thing of this year that COVID gave to me, 12 months of lockdown. Oh my God, I'm getting fat. Murder hornets? The stimulus isn't even enough for rent. Now you're frozen. Guys, the concerts. 6 feet away. 5 different more COVID tests. I'm calling corporate. Whatever, I'll use my hand. And a virus to every country. Thank God this year's over.
No one can see me now. I'm miles above you, don't care what they see.
Hey there, happy Friday. Thanks for joining for another episode of Camp Quarantine. We are in our 33rd week, which is absolutely crazy because, I guess I'm as old in years as weeks. And if I was to have stuck with anything for as long as I've stuck with Camp Quarantine, perhaps I wouldn't be bringing this to you today. Who knows where I'd be? But I'm glad I'm here. I'm so glad you guys are here. Thank you for opening up your homes and welcoming us into yours. I'm Amrit B with Hustle and Hospitality. And if this is your first time at Camp Quarantine, we want to know, where are you watching from? We've had guests from all over the world. A few weeks ago, we had Singapore, we've had Ireland, Australia, but we want to know where our guests are watching. This is a live show, so comment below. We want to know, where are you watching live from today? Drop us a message here. We don't know if you're watching today or in the future because, well, this is going to live on YouTube and Facebook, as have all of our previous 32 episodes. So we're ecstatic to bring you yet another one here. It is the month of December, and December means a whole lot of things. This month happens to be National Donate Your Car Month. It also happens to be National Make a Business Plan Month, and a whole lot of other things. We're going to get right to it. Last week we chatted a lot about what had been going on in the news. Well, so many folks have been chatting about the monoliths that have been prevalent throughout the world, starting in obviously Utah and then showing up in Romania and California. Well, we're not going to chat about monoliths this week. We are talking all things festive. Today happens to be National App Day. Not appetizers as you might think, those little egg rolls, those little samosas, whatever your favorite apps are. We want to know what those apps are too. But today happens to be National App Day, as in like electronic apps. Now, we're going to get into that in just a little bit, but what else has been going on in the world? Well, not much going on with the election. Elections all passed. Things are shaping up, but it is Hanukkah, folks. Who, if you are out there celebrating, yesterday started the first night of Hanukkah. So we're going to get into that in just a little bit. But many people are very familiar with menorahs, and that's the lighting of the 8 candles. But a less known game that I know a lot of people are not familiar with, but have seen and love to play, is the dreidel. So one thing that I encourage you all to do is take upon an opportunity to embrace some other customs and traditions, especially during the holiday season. And here to tell us a little bit about how to play the dreidel, take a look.
So you want to introduce the game of dreidel to your family, but you don't know how to play. Well, here's how. You're gonna need a dreidel, some gelt, and if you don't have any gelt, which is basically chocolate coins, you can use pennies. Your goal is to get all the gelts. By the way, this is a dreidel. It spins like a top and it has 4 sides. Each side has a different Hebrew letter which represents instructions for you as you play. I'm gonna get to that later. First, you gather around, distribute an equal amount of gelt to each player. After everybody has an equal amount of gelt, everybody takes 1 piece of gelt and puts it in the middle of the table. The middle of the table can also be called the pot. Next, you want to start taking turns spinning the dreidel. Like I said before, each side or letter represents something that you need to do. If it lands on a nun, that means you get nothing. Nun, nothing. If it lands on a gimel, that means you take it all. Give me it all. If it lands on a shin, you put 1 piece in. And if you land on a hay, you take half the pot. Now, if the pot ever becomes empty, every player will then put a piece of gelt into the pot. And if a player runs out of gelt, you are out, but feel free to root for your favorite player. You keep playing the game until someone in the group has acquired all of the gelt, and then the game is over. Now, if you're interested in finding out how Christians can also celebrate Hanukkah, be sure to click on the video in the corner. And if you're interested in finding out more tips and support and encouragement to help you be that amazing parent that you are, go ahead and consider subscribing. And I'll see you in our next video.
So if you haven't played the dreidel game before, or you've seen those little chocolate pieces of gold coins, go out and grab them. I encourage you to embrace some new traditions. We appreciate her on her channel, and she goes a lot more into how you guys can celebrate Hanukkah at home. But one of the other things going on this week is, well, like I said, today happens to be National App Day. So we're going to chat with a bunch of founders today, as far as individuals that we may have even had on the show before. And our first guest that I'd like to bring aboard is Mr. Nico. Nico was somebody that we featured in week 28 back when we were on location. So we were on location in Phoenix, Arizona. We were actually on our way to Sedona, and we happened to come across this wonderful individual. And Nico has a very unique app. So welcome back with us, Mr. Nico.
Here,
So glad you could join us, Nico.
Nico,
you are usually based in what, Chicago, right?
Yes, based in Chicago.
So talk to us. You are I know, very polished speaker. I only know you for a little bit of time, and I'm thrilled to have had the opportunity to grace you and your boss, if you will. Share with us, because I know you've got some news to share, but I'd love to talk a little bit about Speako. Can I share with folks here just a little bit about your company?
Let's do it. Yeah, thanks.
So talk folks through here. What tell us about Speako.
I see the video over the screen here. So what we do at Speako, we're a mobile app company. So we make an app for your iPhone, and it helps you with your public speaking. And what the app does is it listens to you when you speak, so you can record your voice, and then you get feedback on things like your filler words, your pacing, how fast you're talking, or if you sound monotone or boring. And based on that, the Speako app can give you feedback on how to improve those things. So there's speech coaching exercises that you can do to make yourself speak at a more appropriate pace, use less filler words. We all hate those things. And then you can speak more dynamically and learn how to use your voice to your advantage.
So many people might be familiar with, I guess, some of those language apps. Would you say this is similar to that, or how does it differ if people are already akin to perhaps, I don't know, having their Duolingo or something like that they're accustomed to doing on the plane or something like that?
Yeah, we love language learning apps. We love all the advances that are now happening with technology to help you track your sleep, or it can help you run your fasting schedule if you're working on a diet. Those are things that really help you enrich your life. We're helping everyday people become more confident communicators. And the reason that this is so important to me is that I've always struggled with my public speaking. I can remember back in college and back in high school, I remember I had to give a speech in front of my class, and I got so nervous once that I just lost my breath and had to leave the room. So I know that pain, I know that struggle, and it took me years, but overcoming my speech anxiety and finding confidence in myself and in my voice has changed my life. And as a company, we're bringing that same change to the whole world through our mobile app called Speako. And we want to make this skill just accessible because we know how important it can be in someone's personal and professional journey.
Nico,
I can see we're back online here. So that's a little bit about the background of Speako and how we came to be, how we launched the app. And it's a really exciting time to be doing that.
So now you have some superb news to share. This is something that you just shared with me earlier today. But talk to me about the stages you guys have been through and the exciting news to share today.
Yeah, the exciting news is we just found out today that we won a competition called the Alumni New Venture Challenge based out of the University of Chicago. And what this means, this is a global program for startups all over the world. And it actually started way back in the spring. And then COVID hit and had some scheduling issues. And we eventually moved the whole competition online. So there was a semifinal round for each continent. So we were in the North America content of the semifinal round. We were able to win that. And again, that was just happened to become virtual at the time, which made it a very interesting pitch competition to be part of. And then from there, that got postponed from the spring until way now into spring, into the fall here. And we just had our pitch competition and found out we won the thing this morning. So our team's really excited and really grateful for the support from the University of Chicago.
I got to give you a hats off here. I'll take this off to you. Congratulations. That's absolutely huge. I think that means just leaps and bounds to not only you, but your team and what you guys have done and the accolades you're receiving. Now, for somebody, I guess, like my from, I guess, the app's specific perspective that you may think may enhance even these online interactions, or is that something that's difficult to disclose or divulge or even develop as a person on the back end, or is that now become forefront as a result of kind of the pandemic and COVID?
A lot of the changes we see nowadays are that our voices matter more than they ever have. When you can't be physically in the room with someone, when you have to be a box on a screen, your voice matters in a way that it just never has before. And we're seeing a lot of people who want feedback and they really want to polish this skill because it can differentiate you in a lot of ways. And we encourage people to be a little bit more grandiose with their gestures, show your hands, show that you have the attention of your audience, take up the space that you're given. And we recommend, because this is a virtual environment, it limits some of the human interaction, that you have a little bit more emphasis in your voice. So modulate your voice some more, speak with extra pauses, be sure your audience can hear you clearly, and use different volumes, speak at the top of your voice and fill up your lungs when you're speaking, because your audience really wants to connect with you. And sometimes it's a little bit more challenging to do that over the virtual circumstances we all live in. So that's what we're coaching people on nowadays. And that's why public speaking is more important than it ever has been.
Very admirable. So now we're over here in Scottsdale, and we have had the opportunity to utilize this guy. Talk to me about how to.
Now, what is that?
Karaoke. Is that something the Speako app can help me with too? If I'm over here, does it help me carry a tune in the same way as a conversation?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if we can help you with that karaoke you're doing down there. But the rest of your voice, we can help you with those filler words, with how to use pausing effectively, how to use inclusive language. Nowadays, we live in a time where we really need to be a little bit more thoughtful about the language that we use and a little bit more aware of what kind of audiences are going to be hearing our voices. But I will share your feedback with our development team about karaoke add-on. That sounds pretty fun.
At the very least, you can help me with some terse verse, right? How about that?
Terse verse. Let's do it.
Now, Nico, talk to me. You're in Arizona. We're here in Arizona. We are a camping show. Do you have any run-ins with some wildlife? Any supremely, engaging camp story that you can lead us with, and just demonstrate that public speaking prowess?
You know what? One thing that's really interesting about one of my favorite stories about public speaking is it has to do with the wilderness story, and it's, if you think about if you're going to go hunting or fishing or looking in nature, you want to try to catch your whatever you're trying. So if you're trying to go fishing, you want to use something that the fish like, because the fish become interested in that. So just like in the world of public speaking, when you're speaking to an audience, you want to speak about things that they are interested in. So maybe next time you are hunting and hiking in Arizona, I don't know if you do those kinds of things, but always think about what your audience, or what the fish you're trying to catch, what they want to hear. And that's some terse verse public speaking advice that I have for you.
I love it. Thank you so much, Nico. Now, how can folks find you? How can they find Speako app?
Yeah, the best way to find us is by looking up just Speako on the Apple App Store. That's Speako with 2 E's. And you can also follow us on Instagram. We'd love for you to give us a follow. And let us know if you are able to use Speako to improve your speaking voice. We love hearing your stories, and excited to be here on the live stream here. And this is really cool.
So Speako app here. It looks like he's got amazing content, at least just here. I personally have not downloaded the app. I'm an Android man, but I know they're working on that soon, so we hope to see that. But Nico, thank you again so much for your time and joining us.
We're working on that Android version for you. Thank you very much.
That's what I like to hear. So keep us up to date. We'll keep our family here at Camp Quarantine. We'd love to have you back when that's available in the Android, the Google Play Store, and we can talk more about ways that you guys have thrived even beyond this new accolade. So congratulations again, and
all right,
thanks for your time. Be safe out there. Enjoy your weekend.
Yeah, best of luck with Camp Quarantine.
Thanks so much for that look back, Nico. You guys can find Speako app. They're one of the 3 individuals that we are featuring today who have wonderful new services that they're offering. But as he said, today happens to be National App Day, but it also happens to be National Salesperson Day. Well, as you spoke over there, it's absolutely necessary to understand how to speak to the audience that you're trying to grab. Well, I'm a person who has a good background in marketing, and I really remember actually a class of personal selling. Mr. Professor Van Tine from Georgia Tech, if you're out there, thank you for making me take that 8 a.m. Learned a lot of things, but essentially always be selling. You're always selling yourself, whether you be in this circumstance, whether you're meeting somebody for the first time. But if you're not a salesperson, what are some things that you might be able to employ here on National Salesperson Day? Take a look. So thank you so much to the CPSA for those tips. Today being National App Day and National Salesperson Day, I'd like to introduce our next guest, who is a repeat Camp Quarantine member. They were back in April, and I'd like to introduce, without further ado, from Los Angeles, California, Serve founder, Mr. Ishan Singh. Ishan, you there?
Hey, how's it going?
Hey,
I'm Red.
How you doing? Good to have you back.
Yeah, man, good to be back. Thank you for having me.
Now you were on, I want to say, week 7 or 8. So you've been with us for some time. So how's it feel to be back on 33? So thrilled to see you guys thriving, and happy National App Day. I wanted to have you on today because I know you guys have been making some strides with your app. And certainly during the holidays, I felt like there would be nothing better than to feature you. So I'm going to actually introduce Serve with a little video to help folks out, if that's all right to start. And then we can chat with you further. Sound good?
Sounds good, man.
So for those folks who had initially thought that today National App Day was about appetizers, you intersect appetizers and mobile software development together. So you've got both variations of apps. I'm sitting here licking my lips because your culinary creations just seem to absolutely make me salivate. So talk to us a little bit more about Serve, and for those who didn't get a chance to catch you on our first opportunity to meet you all, kind of a little bit about your story and certainly what you guys have been up to since the pandemic. Ishan?
Yeah, man. So the cool thing, or what Serve is about, is we're connecting chefs to customers, clients that are looking for a culinary experience. So anything in home, right? It's interesting because with given that we have the pandemic right now, with chefs, a lot of these guys have been out of jobs, and we came in at a time where we, were able to really look for good chefs, good talent around the Los Angeles area. And bring them on and give them the opportunity to create their products and services, so they can do things, anything from a one-off event where they come to your place for a dinner party, or they prepare the food for a dinner party, or they can come to your house and make your daily meal. And we started seeing that there were people, obviously with the restaurant shutting down, they were really interested in bringing a chef to bringing the restaurant experience to themselves. So we've started doing quite a few of these things recently, events and orders. So it's been a really, really cool and neat experience. I know with the pandemic, things, we're not actively promoting it at the level that we wanted to, obviously, because we want to take precautions and we want to keep this as contained as possible. Know that the customers are using precautions and the chefs are getting tested. So we've kind of kept it contained in a certain sense, so we can measure and monitor. At the same time, we'll be doing virtual cooking shows. There was actually a corporation that was open that had employees coming in, and they didn't want the employees going out or having to order Postmates, so they actually started ordering in bulk from Serve for a corporate drop off. So we got to test a few different things, and it's been a pretty cool experience so far, man.
Now, so much about the show and the reason for doing it, obviously, Camp Quarantine since week 1 has been about giving back. And now, typically, we select an organization or a nonprofit, and we encourage people to donate, to donate to their organization throughout the broadcast. Well, for the month of December, because so many people have a number of causes, and we kind of started the month with December 1st was Giving Day. I know you as Serve have been doing so much to giving back to the community. Can you talk a little bit about, I guess, the direct ways that you're impacting certainly the greater Los Angeles area? And I mean, we had you on back in April when you guys were distributing meals to frontline and essential workers and things like that. But you're doing so much more now during the holidays. Do you mind speaking to that?
Yeah, man. So, when the pandemic first hit, I personally had family that were healthcare workers, and we realized that at that point, you know, they were really going through some stressful times. The hospitals were completely booked. The amount of workload and stress that these healthcare workers were having to deal with was a lot. And I was talking to hospitals, and one of the ladies there was like, there people are donating like pizzas and stuff like that. Even a soggy pizza gets their morale really boosted up. And at that moment, I realized we had a lot of chefs that wanted to help, that wanted to do something for the community, given that, as just everyone was going through a tough time. And so we decided we were going to make 500 meals and donate that to Los Angeles downtown, or Los Angeles County USC Medical Center, and then Kaiser Permanente. So that's what we ended up doing. We really brought in 5 chefs. We got a commercial kitchen. We made 500 meals, and we dropped them off at USC or LAC USC and Kaiser Permanente. We even had the councilman from 13th district involved in dropping off the meals. So it turned out to be a pretty cool event. And then most recently, we did something very similar for Los Angeles Downtown Medical Center, which is different than LAC USC. They're both downtown, but these guys actually held a COVID fair to educate the general public about how to deal with today's time and situation. So it was an interesting little event that we did, and got to again donate 250 meals for healthcare workers, and we were celebrating Filipino American Healthcare Month, or History Month. Sorry, Filipino American History Month in the month of October. So a good amount of the healthcare workers were Filipino. They came up. We invited Jordan Clarkson from the Utah Jazz. He showed up, to support the effort, and it turned out to be a pretty good little event. We'll be releasing a video about that event tomorrow, so hopefully that works out pretty well.
So now, today being National Salesperson Month, National Salesperson Day, as well as App Day. It actually also happens to be my sister's birthday. So happy birthday, Anita, if you are watching. I don't know if she is out there watching. But where does that intersect for you? I mean, talk about your background. You weren't in culinary before. The month of December is actually, this is not a joke, but it also happens to be Write a Business Plan Month. So we have so many viewers out here that have asked, feature more entrepreneurs, but have them speak to how they got started. I mean, talk to us about what steps you took, or how you were able to merge, the background that you had with the culinary. Is it about surrounding the good people? Is it about, making sure that you're, selling this service during this time in the best possible way? I mean, I know it is all those things, but what kind of formula specifically worked for you?
So, ABC, right? Always be closing. I don't know if you've seen what?
Always be closing, of course. I know it's a loaded question.
What was the name of the movie? Why can't I remember it? It was with
Boiler Room, right? Wasn't it Always Be Closing?
No, it was not Boiler Room. It was good
Wall
Lord.
Street, similar, right?
It was not Wall Street. I'll remember it at some point. It's a very famous sales movie. I can't recall it right now. So I actually started off, I did computer engineering in college, but I was a very social person. I used to actually set up events for a non-traditional fraternity in college. And after college, I wanted to get in consulting, and I ended up becoming a sales engineer, which is essentially technology consulting. And it really taught me how to measure problems and how to speak to solutions that we're providing. And with Serve, one of the biggest things that I took the skill sets that I learned, and I applied this. Actually, I was sitting on my couch and missing my mom's cooking, and I was like, man, I wish I could bring a chef to my place to make me food right now instead of ordering Postmates. It was, Postmates is cool and whatnot. It was pretty cool when it first started, but now I'm pretty fed up with it. I want home cooked meals. I want good meals. If I'm hanging out with friends, I want it at a good venue, at a nice location. So having a chef come handle my needs, I think that's that's something unique and new that had not been done before. So I started looking at what the problems in this marketplace was, started trying to understand how to solve those, and started putting together a user experience for people to be a booking journey, essentially, a way to book a chef, to bring a chef to your house, and compiling it all together and presenting that to a customer or end user or whoever. We have two customers. We have people that are booking chefs and the chefs themselves. So having to sell this to both sides has been an interesting, and it's been challenging, but super rewarding, man. Like I don't think I would have been able to understand the dynamics of how to pitch people if I wasn't pitching technology. I know that sounds insane because I'm pitching performance, speeds and feeds, versus having to pitch an experience. But the process, the method of understanding how you're communicating with your audience, it's super important. So that's coming from a sales perspective. It's key.
I don't know if you saw the last founder that we featured, but Nico at Speako app speaks to that completely. Absolutely talks about the ways to eliminate those those jargon and make it very much so digestible for your audience. So I think you're doing a wonderful job with that. But I also wanted to invite somebody else who's here with us today. Your service is absolutely phenomenal, but it's exceptional thanks to the exceptional chefs that you have aboard. I'm going to bring out our, I guess, I don't want to say next guest, but we'll bring him aboard, Mr. Gary. Gary, how you doing?
Is it frozen? Like he's frozen.
Hey, yo. I'm doing good.
Gary, now you are the, I don't want to say top chef. What's your title with Serve?
I'm the culinary director, so I pretty much take care of all the chefs that is coming in and out of the app.
So in and out of the app. So your background is in the culinary scene as well, but now you have quite a diverse resume as well. Where all have you been before Serve?
Oh man, I pretty much travel all over the place for work. My last biggest travel, I was there for a year, which was Australia, Melbourne, and just that was roughly 5 years ago. And from there, I just kind of started off working on my own and somehow ran across Ishan while he's starting Serve, and I jumped on board to build something cooler than ever.
Cooler than ever, indeed. Do you by chance know, you can impress Ishan here, but do you know from what movie the phrase "always be closing" was popularized? Any of our viewers know also can comment below. That's fine. You knew I was going to ask. Well, it is from the 1992 film. Ishan, last chance here. Glenn Ross. See, he was looking for it. I knew it was going to bother him because I could see it going on in the back of his head. Well,
it was Alec Baldwin.
It was Alec Baldwin. You're right. Well, Gary, I also brought you on board today because, we like to celebrate every day here at Camp Quarantine. And while today might be App Day and Salesperson Day, tomorrow happens to be what?
Is it Gingerbread House Day?
Tomorrow happens to be National Gingerbread House Day, so I would be remiss if we did not share your recent creation here. I know you've been working hard at it. Can you turn the camera for us? And I think you've been working on a gingerbread house.
Let me try to flip this.
Oh, I love it. Oh, that's fantastic. That is wonderful. Did you just do that today?
So this is our next event. I did. I spent about an hour on it. So this is our next event. We're actually fundraising for a nonprofit organization. And we're just, to shed a light on people that are in need, people that don't have homes, and we want to make sure they have food and also a little Christmas cheers.
That's too cute. Now, my girlfriend told me actually today, she said gingerbread houses are not meant to be eaten. I think I just found that out for the first time. I usually waited until like January or something like that, and then I'm like trying to break my teeth as I bite off these hardened bits just because I thought the gingerbread house is supposed to be eaten. Gary, thank you so much. Ishan, how can folks stay abreast with Serve, and how can they find you guys and book an app for book a beautiful culinary a decadent dining experience on your app? How can folks do that?
Absolutely. So right now we are iOS only, but I'm really keeping you in mind because you're such an important part of my life personally, right? We're actually going to be on Android by next month. So that's pretty cool. We're going to if you want to get served, if you want to book a chef, go to our website www.srve.co. Right now we're only in Los Angeles. So when you download the app and you add your address, you'll only see chefs around the Los Angeles area. But if you want to serve in your area, on our website, there's also an area. There's a form that says we're expanding. Put in your information, and once we know you're looking for a chef, we'll find you one.
I love it. Thank you so much for your time, Ishan and Gary. We appreciate all that you are doing during the pandemic. And yeah, when I'm back out, I guess, in Los Angeles, I'm going to be downloading that Android app here before the end of the year. But give them a follow at serve.la on Instagram. I understand you guys are also announcing something. Do you mind sharing that here on Camp Quarantine with us? Or is it too premature?
Announcing which part are we announcing? Are we announcing the arrival of Umred or our
no, your holiday giveaway?
Oh yes, absolutely. So for our Los Angeles viewers, when you download the app, if you create an account, we're automatically entering you in for a free for a raffle. We're giving away a free chef that's going to come to your house for up to 6 people and make a pretty awesome meal. So if you're interested, please go on our website, download the app, and create an account.
Thanks again, Ishan. Thanks again, Gary. And folks, again, that is serve.la. Always love having repeat guests on Camp Quarantine. So very privileged to have them back and always making time for us over there. Well, as we mentioned, tomorrow happens to be National Gingerbread House Day. And over there, Gary created one. But many also don't give enough attention to this planted pot over here. This poinsettia, if you do not know, tomorrow happens to be National Poinsettia Day. And here to talk a little bit more about the story of the poinsettia, here we are.
It's poinsettia season here at Bradford Greenhouse. This is my family business. There's a lot of them around here, and over the years you get to know a lot of things about this plant known as the poinsettia or poinsettia. Let's give you some folklore about it, Mexican folklore that is, because they're native to Mexico. They're known as Flores de Noches Buena. My Spanish is not that good, but really they're known as the flower of Christmas Eve. The story goes, a peasant girl, as she was walking to go to church to pay honor to Jesus, had no gifts, and everybody else had elaborate gifts. So she was really sorrowful and upset. So what she did was she went to grab some weeds for the side of the road. She bundled those weeds up, and as she walked in tears, she walked up to the altar and put them down. As she looked down, those weeds themselves changed color and changed into what you see today as the beautiful poinsettia. Poinsettias are daylight sensitive, meaning that they flower or change color based on the shortness of days. As a matter of fact, that leaf you see is not a flower at all. It's just the leaf changing color based upon short daylight hours. So there it is, some fun Mexican folklore. Flores de Noches Buenas. All I know is taco, burrito, and the odd time, I like a good guacamole.
Thank you, Frankie Flowers. Thank you, Frankie Flowers, for that little bit of history on National Poinsettia Day. These folks can last a really long time. I have kept them all the way until March. All it requires is a little bit of sunlight, a little bit of humidity, and of course, water. So you can keep these beautiful flowers all throughout spring if you are cautious and careful. But because tomorrow is not only National Poinsettia Day, we figured Gary's gingerbread house looked too delectable to not show you basically how it was made. So here you go. Let's build a gingerbread house together.
Can I feel the joy of being with you? How can I chase the pain away for good? Bliss is calling me, holy snowshoe. I bring some mistletoe with me. Christmas is waiting for you. It'll never start without you, never start without you. Christmas is all about you. I see everywhere around the fairies of December. You, I see everywhere around the fairies of December. You, can you feel the joy when Santa Claus comes to town? Santa Claus has come to town. Have you wrote your list to hit up for good? Hurry down the chimney tonight. I wait impatiently for you, my Santa baby. I really do believe in you. Christmas is waiting for you. It'll never start without you, never start without you. Christmas is all about you. I see everywhere around the fairies of December. You, I see everywhere around the fairies of December. You, can you feel the joy when Santa Claus comes to town? Santa Claus has come to town. And I remember the presents and the lights in the trees, the smell of chestnut boiling on the heat. And I remember dreaming, buried in a comfy blanket, that I will never forget. When I was waiting for the snow to fall to make a giant snowman, my heart was tingling over and over. I won't forget.
So if you didn't know, tomorrow is National Gingerbread House Day, as we mentioned, Poinsettia Day too. And we have to give a thank you to not even our partners, but people that I have asked, how do you find out what all these days are? Do you even know where these days come from? How are these originated? Are these things you're making up? No. You're looking for the best gift. This thing has kept me afloat during 2020, most certainly, and that's because it is the National Day Calendar where we are celebrating every day. Now, they have one available right now at Nat Day Cal. I'll drop that link below, but let's see. For the rest of the weekend, you just open up the calendar and you can see over here, they earmark each month what the month is standing for. And then let me read you a few other ones since we won't be here to be able to celebrate with you. But tomorrow, as you mentioned, is Poinsettia Day, Gingerbread House Day, also Wreaths Across America Day. Don't know what that is. But Sunday, even more exciting, happens to be Cocoa Day, Violin Day, and they all just keep coming. So next Friday, we're excited to have you all back. We'll be back here again on December 18th, and it happens to be the last day of Hanukkah, but also Ugly Sweater Christmas Day, or excuse me, Ugly Christmas Sweater Day. So all of our guests will be wearing and donning ugly Christmas sweaters, and actually we've got a fun one to give away too. So we hope you'll join us back here next week. But as I've mentioned many, many times, Camp Quarantine is all about giving back, and ways that we do so is in featuring these wonderful guests that have their own nonprofits that are finding ways to give back. Well, our final guest for today and on today's show is an app developer, as you might imagine, but somebody who has come and created actually an alum of my alma mater, good old Georgia Tech, but shout out to Mr. Stephen Kump and Ashby Foltz, who is joining us now to talk about their latest app in giving back, Charity Vest.
Good to see you.
Happy Friday.
It's a wonderful Friday here in Atlanta. It's the giving season for us at Charity Vest. We're seeing a ton of generosity come through the platform, so it's an exciting time.
So I wanted to bring you guys on today because, of course, it is National App Day. So for all of you out there supporting various apps, here's another one to add to your list, but this one's kind of unique. Ashby, tell us a little bit about Charity Vest.
Yeah, Charity Vest is a zero-fee personal giving fund for anyone and everyone. You can link your bank account, make donations to your fund. By the way, those donations are tax deductible if you're an itemizer. And then from your account, just like Venmo, you can give to over 1.4 million nonprofits and charities in the United States completely for free. So if you're one of those people that really likes to spread the good around, you like to give a little bit to this charity, a little bit to that charity, instead of going to each and every website, clicking the donate button, entering your credit card information and paying those fees, you make one gift to Charity Vest and you can give from one place with one tax receipt, all for free.
I love it. So now you guys have been at this how long? How did this come about? I know you're a very philanthropic individual and we celebrate those folks here every week, every Friday on Camp Quarantine. So excited to have you aboard, but share with us a little bit of background. I mean, I know you've been giving and involved in so many different causes the last, decade plus that we've known each other, but yeah, how'd you jump into this? Are you an app developer? I mean, I know obviously your heart is huge, so giving is a big part, but how did you decide to kind of transcend into the digital world and share with us a little bit more about how Charity Vest got started?
Yeah, the Charity Vest story is a really fun one. So the same place that you and I know each other from, Georgia Tech, was the same place that I met Stephen Kump and John Kuhn, the two other co-founders of the business. Stephen, among the many different things that he did in his career, worked in philanthropic advisory, helping really high net worth individuals figure out how they could get the most bang for their buck when it came to donating to charity. And one of the things that he noticed, this was way back in 2016, was, a lot of these really wealthy people have this vehicle called a donor advised fund. That seems kind of neat. Maybe I would benefit from a donor advised fund, Stephen sort of thought to himself. And then he went to business school with this idea in his back pocket of, I wonder what it would take to make a zero fee, free for everybody, super simple donor advised fund, the personal charitable giving fund that we have at Charity Vest. He and John, who was an engineer at Twitter at the time, started working nights and weekends on it. And then last summer, myself, Stephen, and John all hit the go button and we went full-time working on the venture. And as you remember, we were talking about this, before we started chatting here. This is our 1 year anniversary of the launch of Charity Vest last holiday season in 2019. And since that moment, drum roll, we have raised over $6.2 million for charitable causes in the first year. So it has been an extremely exciting journey watching people from all different walks of life, all different parts of the United States, commit resources for charitable giving and do it in a really tax smart way. It's been super cool to see.
So Ashby, we're going to share a little bit, I guess, more about Charity Vest over here with this wonderful video you all have put together to explain to folks how easy it is to give.
If there's anything in the world that should be a rewarding experience, it should be giving to charity. But sometimes giving can be a hassle to manage. Whether it's knowing how much to give, who to give to, tracking down receipts for your taxes, or getting hit with big online transaction fees, sometimes the joy can be sucked out of giving. With Charity Vest, you deposit money into your account through our website, giving you an instant tax deduction. Then, whenever you're ready, you send money through our platform to any tax-deductible organization in the U.S. It's almost like having a digital checking account for your giving, or your own online foundation. Because we're a nonprofit, no matter how many gifts you make, you'll only have one simple tax deduction. The best part? It's completely free. The result? Easier and more meaningful giving for you, and more resources going to the causes that you care about. Join us in making giving about impact. Sign up today.
So now, Ashby, that's a little bit more about Charity Vest. Love the video there, but now you guys introduced a new feature that I'm hoping you can talk more to right now as well.
Been a tool for people who have sophisticated financial advisors and tax advice. And by the way, donor advised funds, which is what we are, they have been around for a long time. They've been around for 30 plus years, and they have largely been used as a tool by wealthy folks to help with tax savings and maximize their charitable giving. And we just want to be sort of the betterment or wealth front, or, hey, Robinhood, to make it easier for everyday people like you and me to take advantage of this financial tool. So the way that donating stocks work is you take the securities in your portfolio. Ideally, you would select long-term appreciated stocks. Those are stocks that you've held for at least a year because of some of the IRS tax rules make it more advantageous to donate those to charity than other types of securities. So you take those long-term appreciated stocks, and you go through our stock contribution wizard on CharityVest. You let us know what securities they are and how many you want to donate. And we work directly with your broker to move those securities from your account into your CharityVest fund. What happens then is very interesting. At that moment when the securities leave your account and arrive in ours, you haven't made a gift of cash to a charity because you didn't liquidate your securities. You gave stock. And that means that the market value of the stock, so long as it's been held for a year, is your deduction. You also, because you didn't sell the securities, you don't have to pay capital gains taxes on it. So you get to use the full value of the stock to give to charity. And this is something that even I learned as we were working on this product. You get an increase in your step up your basis if you buy the security again in your portfolio. So you can buy literally the exact same stock that you gave us, and now your basis is stepped up much higher. So if you decide to sell that for your own personal gain in the future, you'll pay less gains on that as well. So it is an extremely advantageous way to give to charity. And if anyone has the ability to take long-term appreciated stock and donate it, I highly recommend that they do so, whether it's to CharityVest or to any other charity out there that accepts appreciation. Parents wanting to give their children a gift that is sort of meaningful, right? That has some association with some values. We have a feature on CharityVest that we call Charity Gift. And what Charity Gift is, it's a transfer between CharityVest accounts. So for instance, I could take $50 that's in my fund and I could say, Emmerich, I'm going to send you $50 to give to any charity that you want to give to. And we see a lot of parents who use this to create a charitable allowance for their kids, to give them money that can only be used to give to charity. And then as a family, they get together and decide, hey, what do we want to give to this month? Where are you going to give your $50? Where are you going to give your $20? Where are we going to give our $100? And it's a really meaningful moment because so often we spend time thinking about how much do we want to spend, or how much do we want to save, or how much do we want to make in life. And really, we think that when people spend time thinking about what and how much and where they want to give, it's far more meaningful conversation.
Wow.
Visit us at CharityVest.org and click Get Started. You can sign up for your own fund in about 90 seconds, link your bank, and start donating right away. For the app experience, open it in your Safari browser or your native browser on Android, save the tile to your home screen, and it feels just like a native app. And if you want to follow along with us, you can follow us at CharityVest on Twitter or at CharityVest.org on Instagram.
Perfect. Well, we got those links down below right there. So if you're watching it live, feel free to click and continue to give. And who knows, we get so much audience that sees this after the fact. If you're watching this even next year, make sure that you're making plans to include CharityVest in your upcoming future year's giving goals. Anything else you'd like to share with our audience before we let you go, Ashby?
This has been great. Thanks for having us on, and we're really hopeful that all the fellow campers at Camp Quarantine will come join our group of givers over at CharityVest.org.
Well, do say hey to Brenda for me. Thanks so much for joining us here this Friday. Enjoy the rest of your evening, and happy National App Day, Ashby.
Happy National App Day. See ya.
So another quick look at CharityVest.org on Instagram over there. They currently actually have a giveaway going over there in which they will give money on your behalf. So again, some wonderful new features that they just announced, including being able to give stocks, encouraging folks to be giving however they can, maybe even include that as something that's a gift to your family this upcoming holiday season. So we're coming up on the end of our show here today, but wanted to thank all of our guests and viewers this week. Be sure to join us next Friday, the same place, Friday 18th at 7 p.m. We will be all donning our ugly Christmas sweaters. If you'd like some more information on the status and state of Nirvana, what we're doing with the van, finding all of these elongated full interviews with all of our guests, be sure to check us out at campquarantine.co. Give us a follow on Instagram, as well as we'd love for you to have your support with a donation at our Patreon page, patreon.com/campq. Well, this weekend, we hope you will be joining our guests over here and creating some gingerbread, staying safe out there. But thank you so much for watching and joining us for another Friday. We hope you'll join us here back next week. Please stay safe, wash your hands, wear those face masks, and continue staying positive and testing negative. I'm going to leave you all this evening with, one of the most unique ways, I think, to celebrate the holidays this year, and that is none other than good old-fashioned Christmas lights drive-through. So we'll leave you with that this evening. But thanks again to all our viewers, and we'll catch you next week. Take care, Camp Quarantine. And to those celebrating, a very happy second night of Hanukkah.